what's up, y'all? Steve McCone here at McCone Performance Training. Just want to give y'all a little insight of what we do with our mountain athletes who are starting to experience a little bit of IT band syndrome, and just a little bit of that IT band tendonitis. Presents itself typically on outside of the knee. Might find a little discomfort as you're starting to build up the miles, or it might start to happen as you start to push your pace. So what we do here is we take it through a full approach, systematically working on the areas that are causing dysfunction and areas of weakness, and we try to make sure that our athletes are strong and stable so they can continue to push through and enjoy their activities without having to have, prolonged downtime to recover from these kinds of things. So we start off with doing the self-myofascial release, some foam rolling. So we're gonna start off foam rolling calves. Even though your calves are far away from the area that is causing dysfunction, it's good to go ahead and roll out the areas that are gonna get a little tight. Typically, movement compensation patterns start to happen as you start to try to push through and you've developed a way around moving with that pain in your knee. That can cause you a little bit of stiffness in the ankle and compensation in the foot. So roll the calves out. We give yourselves about 30 seconds here. Doing about 1 inch per second. If you find an area that does have a trigger point in it or a really tender spot, try to sink into that for about 30 seconds on that one spot and just try to breathe into it. Then from here, we're gonna work our way up, coming up into that IT band area. What most folks will typically do wrong here is they will mash directly down onto the IT band. What we recommend is rotating your chest down slightly and rolling out that lateral quad instead of mashing down on the fascia of the IT band that's already inflamed. Just gonna try to roll a quad out that's underneath it. Same thing here, about 30 seconds on here. This could be pretty tender, so you wanna give yourself pain tolerance on all the stretches and the rolling that we're gonna be doing, about a 6 or 7 out of 10. If you're getting up to that 10 range, you're not gonna be able to breathe. It's gonna be a little too intense, and your body's gonna fight what you're doing to try to help it. And then we're gonna come up into the actual TFL. So you need something a little bit smaller. This could be a golf ball, not a golf ball. It could be a lacrosse ball or a softball. And TFL is gonna be that triangle muscle right there in your hip pocket. And we're gonna be hitting a couple different aspects. You're basically gonna be tracing the head of your femur in that area. So coming down to the floor. And for those of you that are experiencing some IT band tendonitis or IT band syndrome, this could be pretty painful. So again, trying to stay in that 6 or 7 on the pain tolerance level here. And there's typically gonna be 2 or 3 different areas you're really gonna hit a tender spot. And just try to breathe through them. Maybe spend 30 seconds or so. Sink in. All right. Then from there, we're gonna go into some stretches. So one of the things that will start to happen is movement dysfunction, ankle and the toes. So have everybody tucking their toes under, sitting back, and stretching the toe box out. Holding here for about 30 seconds. Again, some of these can be kind of painful, so trying to find that 6 or 7 on that pain scale. And then from here, you can come up and stretch the calves out, either pushing onto a wall at the box here, planting the rear foot down, stretching it out. Where you can see you're breathing through this, holding it again, about 30, 60 seconds on each side. Nice long stretch. All right. Then we're gonna go into a psoas stretch. Psoas stretch I really like. It's very similar to a hip flexor stretch. Your psoas ties in right there at the hip flexor area. You can do this with a chair in front of you. You can use this with a countertop. But placing your hands on top, and as you push your hips forward, pressing down into either the roller or into the countertop, lifting your chest up. Take about 30 seconds here. A nice long stretch. And setting that away. For the QL, I'm a big fan of going into a 90-90 with the legs. Front legs 90, rear legs 90. Rotating down, we're going to chain your chest down onto your forearm. If you have that range of motion, taking the top arm up. Reaching up and over. Still same thing here. Try to take a nice long breath. Sinking into it. What can happen with our culture is a lot of us have to be in the office, sitting at a desk all day long, typing it up. QLs get a little tight. Glutes become underactive, and then we get out of the office and we want to take off, go for a run. The things I'm showing you today are things you can do before your run or as an accessory to your workout and your strength training you're already doing. Then you're going to go into some activation. So those glutes have become underactive and they need to strengthen those. So starting off with glute medius activation, I'm a big fan of clams. So getting a band just above the knees, come down to your side, feet together. Everything is straight line here. I'm just gonna lift, a little pause at the top, and back down. For these, nice and controlled. Getting about a 2 to 4 second pause at the top. Looking anywhere between that 10 and 15 rep range. All right, after you activated your glute medius, you take that off. Go into a glute max activation exercise. Glute max, that bigger part of the back side. For me, you take a band. If you're needing something for a little more balance, to a wall or some kind of pole to help you stay stabilized. And from here, keep your core tight, chest up nice and tall, kicking it back, big squeeze, pause 2 to 4 seconds, come back. All this is gonna be nice and controlled. Don't let the band fling forward. Big squeeze, pause, come back. Still doing the same thing here, looking 1 to 2 sets, 10 to 15 reps of activation. Then we're gonna take that, integrate it in, working on that full movement. So for a lot of folks that we work with, they're gonna be past the wall squats. So we take them in to see how they're doing with a reverse lunge to stability and up to balance. So it's gonna look like taking a step back as you come up, stabilize balance, back down. We're really focusing on engaging the glute, driving up. 10 to 15 reps. Make sure you get a nice pause and stabilize at the top. Now once you progress past that, we can start adding in a little bit more complicated movement. Doing it up onto a box, same thing. Driving through with the glute, stabilizing at the top. Shoulder down. Again, looking at 1 or 2 sets per side, 10 to 15 reps. And you make this a circuit and do your activation exercises, then go into your integration exercises, come back around and do a second round of all of those. Or this can be something you can add into a current workout program you're already doing. So if you have any questions, feel free to send us an email at macombperformancetraining.com or look at us online. And hope we can help you guys keep performing out there and enjoying your time out in the mountains.